When that midday choo-choo leaves for Santiam, I'll be right there. I've got my fare. When I see that rusty-haired conductor man, I'll grab him by the collar and I'll holler, Santiam, Santiam, that's where I'll board the train. That takes me across the plain, out east where I'll explain how in love with Santiam I am. I will be right there with bells when that old conductor yells, all aboard, all aboard, all aboard for Santiam.
When the midday choo-choo leaves from Santiam, I'll be right there, I've got my fare. When I see that rusty-haired conductor man, I'll grab him by the collar and I'll holler, Santiam, Santiam, that's where I'll board the train that takes me across the plain, out east where I'll explain
how in love with Santiam I am.
I will be right there with bells when that old conductor yells, all aboard, all aboard, all aboard at Santiam.
All aboard for Santiam.
I don't know if anybody's going to find this funny, but I do. Anyway, who knows? I think some of you understand or at least appreciate my kind of odd sense of humor. Let me tell you about this scene. So this scene is early in the film. It's right after the professor and his father have arrived in Oregon, or shortly after. And this is the very first time that we see our henchman, bad guy. This is our first introduction to him in the movie. Played by Walter Petryk, by the way. The making of this particular scene was a little dicey. We are actually filming in a town called Aurora in Oregon. It is an historic town. It was actually a Shaker community, I believe, if that's right. And they've sort of managed to preserve the buildings from the way it was built back in the 1880s or so. So we're standing in front of, on the public sidewalk, on public land, in front of the Historical Society Museum. And the reverse shot that you see of the audience is actually looking into the backyard of the museum at the stables around the corner. So these two are not together at all. The scene continues on, and there's another shot that involves me talking to the henchman here, played by Walter Petryk, and that's actually someplace completely, totally different. So I spliced together multiple scenes, and then the scene of the guys singing was filmed in Springfield at the Chamber of Commerce when nobody was in the office, at the train station, which has now been converted into the Chamber of Commerce building. So one thing that you'll notice actually is on the sign when the guys are singing, they point up, and there's the sign overhead that says it's Santiam, and that actually says Springfield in reality, but a little bit of post-production work, and I changed the sign, which is totally cool. So I don't know if people are going to get frustrated about the fact that I'm flipping back and forth between this black and white and color. I would like it to be as though this was an historical thing that actually happened, and it's just we're going into color at times, but we'll see how people respond. And there's no way to know until the film is edited. So for now, I'm going to plow ahead and keep doing what I'm doing, and we'll see what the total product looks like when I'm done. Hope you have a great weekend. I'll be working on this film all weekend, and I'll post again tomorrow night.